Good afternoon. So this is my second video today on UK drama. Um, Firstly, I will apologise if there's background noise. It's nothing I can help, unfortunately. Um, but this one I wanted to do on the current football ban for Maccabi Tel Aviv against the upcoming Aston Villa match in Birmingham. So West Midlands Police are citing current intelligence and previous incidents as a reason to support the ban. Specifically, they're referring to the IXFC match in Amsterdam against Maccabi Tel Aviv last year, the UEFA Europa League match. Yeah, there was some violence. However, I don't like this decision at all. And I also do not believe, personally, that this is the only reason. There was, let's see, there was an incident over the weekend where a Tel Aviv derby was cancelled because of arrests for violence. Smoke grenades were thrown onto the pitch. Now, Maccabi Tel Aviv have actually put out a statement saying, well, it wasn't our fans, it was the opposition. And, I'm not condoning violence at all. I hate football violence. And I think the one thing that doesn't get talked about often enough is, as someone who's been through domestic violence, is how much more likely domestic violence is to occur every time there's a football match on, especially, derbies or like big events, championships, etc. If you're that concerned about violence, let's remember all the women who are more likely to get punched by their partners out of frustration for a football match being lost. But the passion, amongst football fans is well known, and especially with derby matches. I have been, in Newcastle city centre before now, when the Newcastle Sunderland derby match has just finished, trying to get to my car quickly to get out the way before all the fans come out and, all hell breaks loose between them. They are rivals. It's the same with Liverpool and Everton and so on and so forth. This has been the case for decades. However, I find it sticks in the throat to say, oh, well, for the police to be sitting there going, well, this is necessary. We made this decision because of intelligence. When, no, you didn't. You made the decision largely because an independent MP, Ayub Khan, had set out a petition and people had signed. He's on X specifically citing that petition for being the reason that Maccabi Tel Aviv fans are being banned from attending the Aston Villa match. So it is. I think it's completely and utterly wrong to ban an entire set of fans for any reason. If there's individuals who are causing problems, then yes, they should be banned. But we have had, we've got a huge history. English football teams themselves, they have sort of little groups within their fans who can cause problems at football matches. Millwall, they have the Bushwhackers. West Ham has the Intercity Firm. Leeds United has the Leeds United Service Crew. Chelsea has the Headhunters. Birmingham FC, they have their own, the Zulu Warriors. Cardiff has the Soul Crew. Stoke City has the Naughty 40. Manchester United has the Red Army. And Rangers, they have a group that are often called the Blue Noses. Not saying that these groups are specifically they're violent, but they are known for being a little bit more heated than most fans. Celtic also, they have the Green Brigade, just to name a few. So we're going to start banning away teams from coming and supporting their team. Should we now need to look to do that across the UK with our own domestic teams? Is that where we're heading? And I think that's ridiculous. And the thing is, an alternative solution needs to be thought up. I mean, are the police saying they can guarantee the safety of the Aston Villa supporters, but not the Maccabi Tel Aviv? Why is that? And the question has to be asked as well with the current conflict. Although there's a ceasefire, the conflict that was between Israel and Gaza. Is it a stretch to say it doesn't feel like there's a coincidence that one of the most Muslim populated cities in the UK is banned an Israeli football team's fans from coming over, being in the city of Birmingham to support their team. A lot of people are saying it's anti-Semitic, and it sure feels anti-Semitic to me. I don't agree with an outright ban. There needs to be other safety measures. Now, I can't believe I'm going to agree with this idiot, but Keir Starmer, this is a wrong decision. We will not tolerate anti-Semitism on our streets. The role of the police is to ensure all football fans can enjoy the game without fear of violence or intimidation. And that's my point. Like, why can they guarantee the safety of, the home team, but not the away team? Does in this particular case, does there need to be something like a match behind closed doors? I mean, the MP who called for this ban is now, after the derby cancellation in Tel Aviv, is now saying, "Oh look, see, I was right. This ban is correct." We didn't know this, and it looks like he hasn't looked into the full circumstances. I believe there's a number of people have been arrested. I think it's like 9 arrests and 16 other people have been questioned about this. Well, were they from the Maccabi Tel Aviv side? And even still, does that justify a ban? I don't think so. But that's my opinion. I think we're heading down a slippery slope of exclusion. And, like, well, if we can't have the Maccabi Tel Aviv fans, then why don't we say, well, we also can't have the Aston Villa ones too? Let's make it fair. We'll just have a match behind closed doors, or we'll limit the number of tickets we sell for both sides. But to say to Israeli football fans, don't come to our country, I think that's terrible. And it's definitely is become that's like an overwhelming opinion. The West Midlands Police and Crime Commissioner has requested a review um, into the decision to ban Maccabi Tel Aviv fans. And these are the key words, actually, when making these decisions. The request is to this review is to check whether the decision is appropriate, necessary, justified, reasonable, and a proportionate means of achieving a legitimate aim. There are commonly words that are found in places like the Equality Act 2010, where if you are going to discriminate, you can, but it has to be appropriate, necessary, reasonable, and a proportionate means of achieving a legitimate aim. So it looks like someone has just, as it stands today, it looks like someone has just, started a petition. It's been signed by a load of people, and the police have gone, yeah, that's good enough for me. Um, where is that? I was, um, and just to go back to Keir Starmer's post, just because this is quite amusing, the comments, the vast majority of them, it's your fault. Your fault, your failed policies. Um, yeah, it's absolutely rife with, you know, people calling Keir Starmer out and saying that, he kind of brought this on. And then on top of that, you have news articles like this. I hate opening up Daily Mail because of all these adverts and things. The Birmingham preacher who urged no mercy for Israeli fans amid fury at City's ban on Maccabi Tel Aviv supporters attending Aston Villa match. There's a video. I might play it. Gonna go through the ads. Mm. So the religion of peace. A Birmingham-based British Islamic preacher has urged his followers to show no mercy to Israeli Maccabi Tel Aviv football fans if they visit the city next month, amid mounting fury at the police's decision to ban them from an Aston Villa game. So I you can I'm fairly confident in my own opinion, but this was not safety concerns. This is everything to do with anti-Semitism, um, and it's just not acceptable. Now, what has happened so far? Yeah, this is a really good point. A lack of fans could affect fairness and atmosphere. Birmingham's own council leader wants a review of the ban, along with the West Midlands Police and Crime Commissioner. So it looks like the um, and most political parties oppose the decision to ban. So that's Keir Starmer, that's for Labour, Kemi Badenoch for Conservatives, Ed Davey for Liberal Democrats, and Nigel Farage for Reform. Also, the Green Party, Mohsin Ali. So there are discussions that have been taking place with a view to trying to overturn this decision. So I'll keep you updated on whether that does actually get overturned. But there's increasing pressure on the police and on the council to overturn this ban, and it absolutely should be overturned. I think it's just, even if there are genuine safety concerns, and I don't doubt there are, I feel that, this is just it's disproportionate. It's too heavy-handed. And there are other ways that can be explored to try and prevent, you know, the violence and protect everyone. So, yeah, I will come back to you if we get any update on this. I will let you know. Okay, have a great day.